כשניתנה לי הזדמנות לדבר השנה בטקס יום הזיכרון, התלבטתי מה לומר. לאחר שיחה עם הילדים שלי שבילו את רוב חייהם בארצות הברית, הבנתי שיש צורך אמיתי לחבר בין אלו שגדלו פה, ולעיתים העברית קצת קשה להם, ושאולי אינם מבינים עד הסוף את המשמעות העמוקה שיש ליום הזה עבור ישראלים, לבין אלו מבינינו שגדלו בישראל וחוו את יום הזיכרון, ואת התחושות החזקות שהוא מעלה בנו שנה אחרי שנה. מתוך ההבנה הזו, החלטתי לשאת דברים באנגלית. Today, I'd like to address all of you in the audience who spent most of their lives in the US. The kids, the teenagers, and adults in this room. Some of you were born in Israel, yet spent most of their life in the US, like my kids. And some of you were born and raised in the US. Some came from other places. I'd like to use this opportunity to try and connect you to what Yom HaZikaron, Memorial Day, feels like in Israel, and to the things you're going to hear tonight. The state of Israel has always been blessed with an amazing, diverse population. People of different cultures, backgrounds, gathered from all over the world to build and maintain the land of the Jewish people, the state of Israel. Throughout the year, people in Israel differ in their opinions about many things, and they may argue, sometimes very loudly, about many aspects of their lives. Yet there is one day every year that we all come together and focus on the common grounds. It feels like everything tones down that day. The radio plays sad, mellow songs. All TV channels broadcast special shows dedicated to Yom HaZikaron. There are no commercials on TV that day. People attend ceremonies in schools and cemeteries, pay their respect, and reflect. Let me tell you why this day is so special. Although all of us would prefer that it wouldn't be the case, there are two things we clearly understand. One, we understand that the existence of the State of Israel is highly dependent on its ability to defend and protect its citizens and borders. Two, we understand that similarly to what we saw taken globally in recent years, we have terrorist attacks in Israel in which people who don't acknowledge our right to have a Jewish state choose violence and terror to achieve their goals. These understandings are common to all the people of Israel and to everyone who care about Israel, wherever they live on the globe. In the past 69 years, young men and women gave their lives and were injured, protecting and defending the state of Israel and its citizens. Many civilians, women, children, and men were murdered in vicious terrorist attacks. The Israeli Memorial Day, Yom HaZikaron, is the day in which we all stop our daily routines and pause to reflect and acknowledge those understandings and the people who are no longer with us. Families and friends who lost their dear ones do not need a date on the calendar to remind them of their loss. They remember and feel the sacrifice that they have made with every breath that they take and every moment they can't call, hug, or touch their loved ones. It is the rest of us who need a time to get together and be reminded of the ultimate sacrifice our brothers and sisters in arms have given. To pause and to show the families who grieve, Mishpachot Hashchol, that they are not alone, and that we remember them and their loved ones. Remember and appreciate. Because we know that without them, we and our families back in Israel wouldn't have a safe place in the land of Israel to call home. That is exactly why we are here together today as a community. I'd like to conclude by telling you about two friends of mine who I remember not just today, but every day since they are gone. Chilik Sharvit, 21 years old, a friend and a classmate who died on January 22nd, 1995 in a terror attack in a place called Bet Lid Junction, a well-known waypoint near the city of Netanya. Chilik was an army paramedic and a combat soldier who was about to complete his military service duty 2 weeks later. At 9:30 a.m., a terrorist bomber exploded near one of the bus stations. Chilik immediately rushed towards the place to help those who got wounded. He started attending one of the wounded soldiers. Then 3 minutes later, a second terrorist carrying a bomb, a second explosion, followed by endless silence. I remember his huge smile, deep loud voice and laughter that filled the room with an amazing positive energy everywhere he went. Ronen Meiri, 31 years old, a very close friend whom I've known since 3rd grade, who died on October 4th, 2004, in combat in Ramallah. Ronen was part of a special forces unit called the Gidronim, who were on a mission that horrible night to capture a highly wanted terrorist identified by Israeli intelligence as hiding in one of the grocery shops deep inside Ramallah. Ronen and his team went in that night, disguised as locals, with the goal to bring that terrorist to justice. As sometimes happened, their cover was suddenly exposed, and a shooting battle started. Ronen and his team took down 2 terrorists, and then he got hit from a stray bullet fired by one of his team members. I remember the long walks we used to take along the beach of the Mediterranean Sea when we were teenagers, 3, sometimes 5 times a week, walking and talking for hours about what would it be when we grow up. I carry the memory of my friends with me every day, anywhere I go. I have their photos hang up in my office, looking at me, looking at them. With everything I do in life, every milestone, I always remember them, their youth, their strength, their bravery, and their friendship. I always remember, and I will never forget, until my last breath.